I think I will need white paper, whiteboard, because it's kind of cold outside. Possibility to do this. Поправь пускай на дождь. So guys, hello again.
Just an announcement that after this, the snacks are ready. So after this presentation, we are free to go
Давай.
and have
А чем ты
some
занимаешься?
socializing and then back.
А вы с Фэнзи, да,
We'll give ourselves
работаете?
20 minutes for that. Does it work for you?
У нас Арсений выступал.
С,
So my name is Lars. I'm working
Я
with
уже запутался в этих штуках. Опа.
And our main goal is to build true,
Да, спасибо.
decentralized and working stable bridge. So I decided to make a presentation that will tell you something about bridges and stuff that I know about them. So what is a bridge? It's basically some sort of application that allows users to wrap their assets on target chain. So for example, you have some Ether on original Ethereum chain and you want to have some Ethereum on Binance Smart Chain. Both of the blockchains are encapsulated, and if you want to reach your assets, you need to have some. So for example, it's like original chain, and this is target chain. If you want to transfer your Ether to Binance Smart Chain, you need to have something here. Usually, this stuff is called Oracle. Oracle is some sort of box on the server that runs some software in it and makes some basically transactions. The simplest way to build your bridge is to make one more thing about swaps, like this little sign here. So bridge, basically the difference between swaps and bridges is that bridge allows to wrap assets and mint tokens, mint new ERC-20 tokens or jetons, if we're talking about ton. And swaps allows swap native assets. It's like Uniswap, you can swap Ethereum to Binance token, but without like wrapping Ethereum. So, and easiest way to build your own bridge is to make it centralized way. So you need to make this box with some tokens in it. So, and you have wallet with your tokens on one side, and some wallet with your other tokens on like first side. And this scheme is really easy, and Tanana version 1 is basically the same thing. And if we want to talk about making a centralized bridge, it's not so hard. And basically I think everyone can build this stuff. I didn't write any titles here because I even don't know such bridges because they're not so popular, because it's like a really weak solution. The more stronger solution is those guys who I write there, and I call them pseudo-decentralized bridges. And this is kind of stuff that you need to understand, that decentralization is stuff that will happen only when everyone will be able to set up their bridge and their like hardware for making transfers. And those guys basically call themselves decentralized bridges, but all of them running on like 5, 9, 10 nodes, like some specific amount of nodes, and those nodes centralized in some specific hands. I mean, by that word, that, for example, wormhole. guys was hacked by some hackers because they had some issues with smart contracts, as I know, and also they had little amount of nodes, and this is the kind of centralized way to build stuff, but with multi-sign smart contract, and that's not true decentralization that I want to talk about. Same stuff with Binance Bridge. They're running on 9 nodes, as I know, and if like 5 of 9 nodes will be hacked, then this bridge will be hacked, and like every asset that this bridge was created will be like scammed one. I mean that wallets from this bridge will be able to mint like a bunch of tokens, and if this wallet make a bunch of tokens, that means that those original ones will cost nothing. So, in terms of the guy. So, okay, in terms of
the other guy.
yeah, that's really nice. In terms of pseudo decentralization solutions, yeah, I can still talk with whiteboard. In terms of pseudo decentralization solution, basically they have like same thing but with like few boxes, and they have like multi-sign contracts that basically united signatures in one like final signature. And it's kind of the simple stuff where you have like not one box but like 5 boxes. It will be more stable and more like secure, but still it's not decentralization. It's like just five nodes. Right now this is standard for our niche of bridges, and only one player in the game trying to build decentralization in cool way. It's Ava, guys. Ava, it's our main competitors, I'd say. Also, we have other bridges, but they are not capable with such business tasks as our bridges and as Ava. For example, also we have Rainbow Bridge, but I will talk about him a bit about that bridge a bit later. Through decentralization, two decentralized way to create bridge is to have a bunch of nodes. Some smart contracts that will allow us to add new nodes in the system, so everyone will be able to set up their software on their systems, their hardware, and join to the network and start to mining the transactions. Also, they supposed to stake something in the system, and also they supposed to have some good public opinion about them, so it will be represented in terms of delegated stake. So if you will run your node and you want to have your node as high as possible in terms of score in the system, like the highest score in the system will allow your node to have handle more transactions. And if you want to have such node, you need to have community around it and some guys who will stake and put their money on your node and basically their votes for you. And delegated stake allows to create such trust system. So yeah, through decentralization, I can say that we will have that in Tanano V2. Right now we have Tanano V1 with a centralized way of making transaction, but it's like kind of MVP, just for showing that this stuff is working. In Tanano V2 we will have that logic with a bunch of nodes. I mean that we don't have limited amount here. It's like it can be everyone. They supposed to have to put some stake in the system, so we will have threshold. Also, you can say that we need validate those guys who are making transactions. So we supposed to have validators, and guys from zero layer have validators, but they didn't understand that if you have validators, you need to validate validators, and you need to trust those validators, so that's bottleneck. And if you start to go deeper and deeper into other solutions, you understand that on the market we don't have any like solutions without bottlenecks. Actually, I'd like to show next slide, but yeah. Does someone have Type-C to HDMI dongle? Because I can join just my laptop and it will be enough.
I have two.
Oh, that's nice. Can you please unlock? Oh, I think you will solve it. But for the future.
No way. That's it.
So, and also, I would like to say that on the market right now we have only Ava, but I write here plus minus. That means that they have some really sad bottleneck. So they have KYC nodes, and this is like not stuff that you want to have in your decentralized system. If you want to build your decentralized system, that means that you do not supposed to have some instance that will handle KYC, passport data, and like allow some dudes run nodes and some dudes not. It's like it's strange. And also they have limit on the nodes in the system, so you're not supposed to run like hundreds of nodes if you want to. In our solution, you will be able to do that. So, for example, you are Vasya, and you want to run like as many nodes as you want to. And on the market right now, there are not such solution for bridges to have like to go in the system, stake like 50K, and run like 10 nodes. You're not allowed to join other bridges and run their software on your system. Ava almost solved this problem, but they have KYC nodes. So there are a bunch of problems with bridges. For example, if you want to mint some tokens here, I mean, if you want to not mint tokens, but send original tokens, make swaps basically. If you want to have Ether and send Solana, you need to have some treasure hold for those tokens, and so that means that you need to have like 100 Ethereum on one side and like 200 Solana on other side. So you will receive some Ethereum, you will send some Solana, basic system. And you will calculate amount in terms of like currency. So if Solana will go down and you will have a bunch of Solana, the entire system dollar valuation will be lower. And also the guys will swap backwards, and that means that you will have more Solana that going down, and you will have less Ethereum that going up in terms of dollar valuation. And that's kind of the problem that I tried to solve. And we have few ways to solve the problem. Other bridges, not our bridges have like 3 at the same time. So for example, if you don't want to have this problem, you don't want to have like currencies in the system. I mean that you need to just send one token and or receive one token and send the same token. Then you won't have such problem with dollar valuation and other stuff. So that's stablecoin bridge. If this token will be like stablecoin, like same as $1 in price, that means you have stablecoin bridge, and Ava have like the solution in the system. They have stablecoin bridge under the hood. They have wrapped Ava in the system that are going between chains, and that's it. Also, if you still want to have a system that swaps tokens one to other, then you need to have AMM, automatic market maker. This is kind of piece of software. It's like basically the bot who will take some tokens from your treasure hold and sell them to third-party guys. For example, to the Dexes. But it's like it's not a good solution to go to Binance and sell your token on the Binance and receive some Ethereum. And it will be a bottleneck in the system. If Binance will stop responding, then your bridge will stop to sell your tokens, and you will have the same problem with having a bunch of low-cost Solana and nothing in Ethereum. So the easiest way, I think, to solve this problem is to have a bunch of users who will arbitrage your bridge, and they will making money on top of your system. It's kind of sounds bad for you, but bad for your business, I mean. But still, it's really a good solution, and for you and for your users. They will, so basically, they will make a bunch of transactions in each side, and in each transaction they will make like few dollars, because like they make transaction, prices changes, they make backward transaction, and they receive like few dollars here, and with those transactions they will balance your pools, and your pools will be always balanced while your system working with a bunch of people and working with a bunch of transactions. So that's the arbitrage solution. That's the arbitrage solution of this problem, and this solution have only bridges that have a bunch of users in it. For example, I think our bridge or multi-chain bridge have such solution. Well, you basically don't need to make like nothing. It just happens when you have a bunch of users. But it's not enough, and you still need to have like other solutions in the system. So in terms of data transfer and cross-chain contract calls and NFT bridges, this is really cool topic. And right now we have a bridge that can transfer assets and can transfer like your money between chains, but we don't have the system which will allow users to call smart contracts from one chain. So you have Ethereum smart contract, and you have Solana smart contract. So, and if you want to call Solana smart contract from Ethereum, which is like if you will say that those systems are encapsulated, that means that you are not allowed to call smart contracts from one side, from one blockchain to another. But with such instances, like oh shit, like Tanana. You will be able to do such stuff. So Ethereum smart contract will call Tanana smart contracts, and Tanana smart contracts will basically throw the info and data to the Solana smart contracts, and yeah, and this way you will have cross-chain contract calls. You can put some data in it. You can put some NFT message in it, and that's why you will have NFT bridge. You basically can build anything on top of this. For example, like cross-chain DEXs, cross-chain NFT bridges, cross-chain everything.
But, just one quick question. So, how does it work in decentralized way? It cannot be decentralized.
I mean,
It must be centralized, otherwise there is no other way. How do you want to have the two different blockchains calling each other without a centralized point? How does it work?
So, the easiest way to have like centralized server, but
So it is centralized there.
I mean, there are a bunch of solutions. The easiest way is to have centralized, but in our like Tanana V2 vision, it's the system will be decentralized. So, for example, we will have a bunch of nodes, like everyone can run their nodes, and we will have consensus between nodes. I mean, it will be the same as blockchain. So each blockchain, for example, in NIR blockchain, for example, in Tom blockchain, we have like 200 nodes, I think, or something like that. So it's like 200 instances that running the same software, and they have consensus between each other. And so that's the decentralization. We can basically have like 300 nodes in our system, and our system will be more decentralized than Ton. And like.
Okay, so actually you are creating a blockchain.
Yeah. That's.
So it's not like onto like in the
I mean,
blockchain. Or
I mean, in long.
What you describe is like totally different thing.
Yeah, I mean, in long-term solution, we will have a bunch of nodes and the proof of stake blockchain between other blockchains, and those nodes will have consensus between them. Like if we will have some bad guys who want.
So what if you want to add another blockchain? Like right now it's sold. Let's say it's near.
So yeah, you can have some system that will allow users to update their software on nodes. I mean, like it happens on other.
Do you have a white paper on it?
Yeah, I still writing that stuff, but I can send something if you want to. So let's move to the next slide. I think I'm going a bit.
Sorry, one more question from that side.
Yeah, sure.
So technically, what you're doing is very similar to adding like a subnet.
Which?
It's like kind of having a subnet, but for the Tor network. Because you said you'll be having like, you'll be utilizing the same number of validators that the Tor network is utilizing to verify transactions.
You mean that? Sorry, I'm quite not understand. You mean that we
So it's
our
a
system?
subset of the existing nodes, which are on mainnet.
Yeah.
And now you are like, so it's more or less like you literally picking up the design of what's on mainnet, but you are using this for cross-chain transactions. You understand? So what it means is there's going to be a base layer, and you support other networks. You know, so it's a subset of the main chain itself. Because I heard you saying something like consensus algorithm, like utilizing the existing nodes, because that for me is the only logical explanation to exactly what your bridge system is doing. It's a very cool concept, to be honest. I just feel you just need to be able to figure out how you could, we could even be the first person to, build up a subnet for the Tor network, just like what Avalanche and Polygon.
So yeah, I have like basically the next slide. We'll be back to that slide. Basically, next slide. Like ultimate solution is Tom blockchains, but they are not working right now. So
Okay.
the ultimate solution is to have Tom consensus and basically do the same stuff with blockchains. You can write EVM machine inside Tom blockchain, and that way you will be able to set up your own like decentralized system inside Tom blockchain. But right now, workchains are not the thing that working.
Okay.
They have planned to run BTC workchain in like first quarter of next year.
Okay.
But as I know, even BTC workchain will not be able to run such things for users. It's like
Because
really.
the thing is, the blockchain is going to be your easy ticket for scalability.
Yeah.
Because
Tom
right
blockchain
now,
is
the
really
way you
good
can
thing.
scale with this is making it a centralized entity, which you are trying to go against by making it more decentralized. You understand?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we will finish. So Tana V2 is like our product that we are trying to build right now. It's like true decentralization, decentralized in terms of like a bunch of nodes, consensus, delegated staking, and other stuff. So yeah, we will have delegated staking that will allow node holders to have a higher score if you have some community that believes in you. So data transfer and cross-chain calls, that's stuff that will be built on top of the system. So you can transfer not only assets but also tokens or data. Liquidity pools, Tanana, Tenon token to N token to something. So on each chain, on each side, we will have liquidity pool that will allow users to have to be able to swap their like some tokens, for example, Ethereum token to Tanana, and inside the system, Tanana token will be bridged to other chain, so we will have that way stable bridge. So yeah, ultimately, a really good solution is Rainbow Bridge. They have built the system that working with Ethereum state inside near blockchain, and this is really cool. But this is not scalable at all. This stuff making transaction once in 12 hours, and this is not scalable in terms of other chains. So they have really good mathematics behind it, really good algorithm behind it, but this is like connected only with 2 chains. And yeah, we are done. So that's my Telegram username if you want to write me something or ping me. So that's me. That's all.
Okay, question. What do you want to do now? Because I know Anton wants to show. Okay. Or do we want to go for a break and then return?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so it's 8:10 right now. How about we get back at 8:30 to resume the sessions?
Maybe before
Yeah.
we do last speech and after.
No. Let's make break.
Yeah.
Question, do you have more pitches?
Yes. We have an open pitch session, so if you want to pitch,
Yeah, I would like have like 5 minutes.
perfect. Okay, we'll have some more pitches as well.
What does it need to be on the summit? Or what
Yeah.
project I would like to make?
Yeah.
So, I founded